Hi, we're Mike and Brenda Baker, and we're here today to talk about a bunch of different topics, but today's title is How to Co-Parent with a Narcissist. So I have to be honest, I have a cold again. What the heck? This is the second cold I've had in less than a month. So I apologize in advance if I have some nasal stuff going on and if my voice gets a little bit crazy. So why don't you start?
Just nasally. It's just nasally. Okay, so how to co-parent with a narcissist. Now, narcissist is a term, I'll be honest, I've heard narcissist thrown around for a little while. I think it's a relatively new term because I certainly don't remember seeing it growing up. And about 2 months ago, I finally asked, or I got on Google, I was like, what the heck is a narcissist? I keep hearing this term thrown around. I'm not even sure the people that use it know what it means. So basically it's somebody who never admits they're wrong, okay, when it comes right down to it. We used to call those people self-centered. Now it's narcissist. So with that, we've run across many couples, and we've experienced it ourselves as far as dealing with co-parenting with somebody who is never wrong, so who is a narcissist. So number one, okay, because of course we always do 3 points. Number one on this one is the rules will change.
Will always change.
Will always change. When you're dealing with a narcissist, the rules are according to that day, that moment, that minute even, not according to what you've agreed upon. Sure, you may have agreed, okay, we're going to do things this way. But you know what? That might work today and that might not work tomorrow. All right? It really depends on what they're going to do. So you just need to accept that the rules will always change. Now, are we saying just take it? Well, we can't really advise you specifically on that because every hill is going to be different.
It's really, really important to make sure that you are picking your battles carefully, because one battle you might pick is going to end you up in court. Another battle, which is a lesser thing, might just, be a disagreement or a fight about something. So you really have to be careful. So we always say that with regard to this, the rules are going to change. So you need to be willing and able to roll with it. I mean, honestly, if you're a control freak, it's time for you to set that aside.
Let it go.
Let it go. Yeah, because honestly, that was one of my problems dealing with his narcissistic ex-wife. Was I wanted things to be, okay, we agreed on this, let's do this thing. And it caused us a lot of pain because, and especially me, because I was like, I can't do anything right. I would say that probably one of the biggest problems with this whole thing is the fact that one of the children that you share will also learn to be a narcissist. In our situation,
it just happened.
It's very much both of them. Both of the boys that they share have become narcissists in ways. I'm not saying full blown, but I would say that they definitely both need to get a clue. So there's that.
And it's very interesting too, because not every ex who is a narcissist now may have been a narcissist when you were married. Your problems when you were married before may have been completely different than this now. And what I'll tell you is that a lot of times guilt plays a role in that. And we're going to talk about that in a later video, so I'm not going to get into it now. But guilt can turn somebody narcissistic due to wrongs done or wrongs done to them.
Would you say that bitterness can play into that as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so if you yourself are dealing with some bitterness, and this is just a bonus here, if you yourself are dealing with some bitterness, it's time to let it go, because bitterness will never ever serve you. It won't help your family. It's not going to help your marriage, and really it pushes everyone away from you. And so to the best of your ability, always be working toward letting things go, not letting them bother you to the point where you're bitter about them. You continue on that angry downhill spiral. I mean, it's never going to go well if you don't just let things go. And so we always tell people that we work with, it's really important to pick your battles and make sure that you are always focused on moving forward and not letting things hold you back. So
there's, whether you're religious or not, there's a reason the term root of bitterness applies to everybody. Okay. So, but that rolls right into number two. which is you're always wrong.
Yeah.
Get used to it. Just make it your happy place, okay? I know. Being wrong is not a happy place.
It'll suck a little less if you just know that you're going to be wrong.
You're going to be wrong. I want you, like I've told you before, wrap both arms around it, give it a big old hug, because you and wrong are going to be spending a lot of happy time together, okay? So just blow it off, let it roll off. It's not a big deal. You know, like she said, pick your battles wisely. It's amazing if you take that energy away, okay, I'm wrong, whatever, then it's, it takes the fight out of the dog.
And I want to just clarify, we are not saying in your house that you need to assume you're wrong. No. What we're saying is with the narcissistic ex, you need to just, oh, okay, all right, fine. Yeah. Oh, okay, I said that. Okay, fine. Okay. You just don't argue. You're not going to win any sort of discussion, argument, fight, nothing. They will change on a dime, and they're very much like a sociopath in the fact that whatever is good for them is good. Yeah. Okay? And so you just have to understand that. So, but when it comes to your household, we're not saying that. And we'll go into that in a different episode as well. So
that brings us to number 3. All right. And this is the key to the whole deal. So the rules are going to change. You're always going to be wrong. So how are you going to fix it? Well, you're not going to fix it. You've got to deal with it all the time. But how can you deal with it? Limit your interaction. Okay. If there's a question you want to ask, you really need to think, do I really need the info? Do I really need to know? Is it a question I really need to ask, or is it a question I can just punt on and go with, and it's not going to cause huge ripples, And sometimes that's going to be a hard thing to decide. But a lot of times you'd be surprised if you really stop and think about it, how many times the question you want to ask really doesn't need to be asked. And that just helps lessen your interaction with the ex, and it helps you not have to deal with the rules always changing and always being wrong.
Okay, so when it comes to limiting your interaction, we mean text, we mean messenger, we mean don't be friends with your narcissistic ex or
on Facebook.
On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, none of those things. Okay, just block them. You don't need to know what they're saying to everyone else. Who gives a crap? They're gonna say bad things because they have a bad heart. That's what they're gonna do. And they're gonna teach the kids that you share to do the same. Okay? It's your fault, so just deal with it. I mean, it's, and really, we're not saying it's your fault. No. You're justified.
Facetiously
right.
Fault,
You're justified in feeling the way that you do. It sucks. You should be adults. You should be able to talk to this person, but they don't want to. They want to make it your fault that they're in pain, your fault that the kids are messed up, your fault the kid, flunked the science test, didn't get to the bus on time, like whatever it is, it's your fault. And so don't text much.
Just limit your interaction.
Limit. Yep. And really, for us, it was best if Mike dealt with his ex-wife rather than me, because he's calm and cool and collected, and I am not. I want to fight, and that is never a great thing, because I was trying to protect my people, i.e. mostly my husband, but also our kids. And that went for the stepkids as well. I was trying to protect them from all the harm that she was trying to do to our family at every situation. And so as the children become adults, and we're going to cover this in detail in another lesson, another video, this goes for when they're adults. Okay, yes, you do have to be in the same position or the same place when your children that you share get married. However, birthday parties, Christmas, Thanksgiving, come on. Most people can't do that.
Yeah.
And it's unreasonable and ridiculous to try to think that you're going to make this narcissistic person be nice and be worth wasting your holidays on. Come on.
It's okay that you're not hanging out. It's all right.
Yeah. So. And it doesn't make you a bad person, okay? For years, I've beat myself up and felt like if I was a better Christian, if I was a better person, if I was a better stepmom, I would get along with that woman. And frankly, she didn't want to get along. She loves fighting and she loves drama. It was never going to happen. sure, there are things that I could have done better, 100%. Yes, I'll own that. But I didn't create all the issues. And whatever people think about me because of that, I don't care. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do to change them. And there's nothing that you can do to change other people's minds either. So don't take that on yourself. Work hard to just let it go.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. So that concludes this episode of How to Co-Parent with a Narcissist. There will be some links down below, other reading material that might help you. And we really hope that this specific lesson helped you to just realize that you're not alone. You're not the only one that's going through these crazy things that you never thought you would deal with. And we thank you for being with us today. If you see the need, if you see that this is something that could help someone else, please share this episode and subscribe. All right, we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.